And we're recording now. So I'll start because I got the mic right now apparently because everybody else is muted. I'm gonna recognize Julie. She's been doing crazy awesome in her business this month. I mean, she's got 14 Success Club points, which is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good, not too shabby. And if you guys don't know Julie, I mean, you guys should really connect with her. She's an all around like good coach, and she's an awesome friend. So I just wanted to recognize her for her hard work and time she's put in this month. So
thanks, Gavin.
You're welcome. Anybody else want to say anything? Feel free to unmute yourself and jump in and recognize anybody that you want to for whatever. Now's the time before we move on to the rest of our meeting. So
I'd like to recognize Rob. He's on a cruise right now and is still signing people up. So kudos to him. He hopefully will look at this recording and know that we gave him a shout out.
There you go. Rob's cruising and still signing people up. That's pretty cool. Anybody else got anything? They don't have to be on the call. I mean, like Julie just did with Rob. I mean, it's fine if they're not here. It's just like a shout out thing, and hopefully they jump on the recording and get their kudos, if you will. So anybody else? Oh, you're raising your hand. Okay, go ahead.
I like to shout out to my friend. Yeah, I like to shout out to my one of my coaches. She's been watching her posts lately, and she's been really kind of taking a revamped approach to this whole thing.
Okay.
And she's very motivated right now, and I think she's doing good things. And she had actually, I think, one of her first or second sale the other day. So I'm just really proud of her.
Who's that?
So
who's your coach?
Lindsay Carr.
Lindsay Carr. All right, cool.
She's not my coach, but she's under Jeff. But she's running Jeff's business, so
yeah, I know that.
So, basically.
Got it.
Yeah, you know how that goes, right?
I got it. Yeah, I know how that goes for sure. Anybody else? No? Good? Everyone good? Everyone got their little shout outs and everybody's happy? Okay, cool. Well, and since Chris is here, I'll give a little shout out to Chris too. Chris is in the Find, Share, and Invite group this month, and it's been really cool to see her being really active in there. I think she's learning a lot of stuff. She's asking a lot of questions, which is really cool to see. And obviously, the leaders in the group really appreciate when their members are active in that group. So a little shout out to Chris too, since she's on the call and can get it in person. So thanks for participating, and I hope you're getting a lot out of that group because it's, as some of the other coaches can probably tell you, I mean, I wish Rachel was on here. There's been a lot of success from that group. So now I'm going to move on. Basically what we're going to cover today, I'm going to be your presenter. Yay. Everybody likes when I get to talk. I'm going to talk about Beachbody on Demand. So I mute Lindsay. She's walking around the house. So I just wanted to cover what it is. How many people have been looking at the different news information on Beachbody on Demand in the Coach Breaking News section? Anybody? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so if you're in Success Club 5 last month, we got like a little sneak peek into the Beachbody on Demand this month, and I wanted it to not be really cool, but unfortunately it's pretty awesome. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what it looks like for you guys that don't know what Beachbody on Demand is. Basically what Beachbody is trying to do is break into the streaming world in fitness. So they're going to be kind of like the first company, I guess, that's really done this, but they're launching this Beachbody on Demand, so you can stream to any mobile device, so phones, tablets, PCs, anything that has internet capability on it. It's going to launch with these programs, okay? So we're not just talking about like a single program on this Beachbody on Demand on launch. There's a lot of stuff on here. So P90X, P90X2, P90X3, Insanity, Turbo Fire, Brazil Butt Lift, 10-Minute Trainer, Shaolin Extreme, Asylum Volume 1, Tony Horton One-on-One Volume 1, Hip Hop Abs. All of those programs in their entirety will be in Beachbody On Demand. That means if you're a club member, so anybody that's a club member, for you guys that don't know what a club member is, that's like that $40 fee every quarter. That's what Beachbody On Demand is going to be included in the club membership. So now for basically $40 every quarter, those customers will have complete access to streaming all of those fitness programs. And I mean, it's everything. Like it's not just the base program. It's like all the bonuses, the meal plans, everything is inside of Beachbody On Demand. So they don't need anything else outside of it. The user interface is really cool. It looks really awesome. The other thing that they're doing with it is, so what they're not doing is they're not going to put like brand new programs into Beachbody On Demand. Those are still going to be like exclusively, I'm going to get to that. They're going to be exclusively in, for us to be able to sell in DVD format, just like we've always done. So they're not going to put new programs on there. They're probably going to keep introducing some of the older programs, but what they are going to do, and what they did on the little test version that we got to see, is they'll give people like a little sneak peek of the new program. So like, for example, 21 Day Fix Extreme Plyo is on Beachbody On Demand. So it's a single workout from 21 Day Fix Extreme in its entirety on there, but it's kind of like a little sneak peek to kind of get people interested in it so that they would want to buy like the complete program kind of thing. So that's kind of what they're going to do with that. The other things so this is launching in March. So if you guys didn't know that, like coming up soon here, I think I read March 5th. I'll have to double check that with you guys to make sure. But I think March 5th is the date that I read when Beachbody On Demand will launch. So anybody with a club membership from that point on have access to this. Some of the things they're going to change is like the commission on the club membership that we're going to get. Instead of it being like the 25% that we normally get, they're actually going to bump that up to 40%. So we'll get a 40% commission on the club membership, which is kind of cool. It's still a little bit under $20, and that's every quarter. Every time that bills every quarter, you would make that commission. So now let's get to the fun stuff. So I kind of want to just like open this up for a second. I want to get people's feel on how they think Beachbody On Demand is going to affect their business. That's what I want to know. What are you guys thinking on that? Feel free to jump in. It's okay. This is where we talk back and forth. Go ahead.
What does it do? What does it do for challenge packs? Do you get access to On Demand? I mean, they have to pay that, right?
So with a challenge pack, for example, let's say, so after March 5th, Beachbody On Demand launches. Say you sold a 21 Day Fix Extreme challenge pack. They're going to get the free 30-day club membership as part of that pack, which gives them complete access to Beachbody On Demand for 30 days. If they pay the $40 a month after, now they have complete access for another quarter for Beachbody On Demand. So it's almost like they get a little sneak peek into like what Beachbody On Demand is as part of the challenge pack too.
What about past customers? How did that? So is it for club?
Yeah, as long as they're a club member, as soon as Beachbody On Demand rolls out, they have access to it.
So then why do you think that they would need us or more challenge packs?
Okay, that's a good question. It's a valid question. Anybody else? I'm going to get to that. Anybody else? They're like people like, oh crap, this sucks. I mean, you can be honest, as nobody else is going to hear you.
Well, I'm just thinking like, as if I was going to buy something, I'm a cheap ass, so I use coupons on everything. I would be like, okay, so what, I mean, Julie knows it took me forever to sign up, and I'm like, what's the cheapest route possible? I mean, so anyways, I would be like, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to pick one of those programs, and that's what I'm going to do. Like, that's what I would do. I would probably do like the Hip Hop Abs or Turbo Fire or something, or whatever it was. That's free. I would do it on there and just get all my information off them. And then why would I need a coach anymore? Tell me, because I haven't really looked at this so much, so I probably am missing something. I mean, this is really the most in-depth that I've ever heard of it yet so far since it's been talked about. So
okay, it's valid. Anybody else want to chime in on their feelings on Beachbody On Demand? No, you guys are everybody else is good. All right. So this is what I like to do. Okay, so we could take like all the negative about like what we think Beachbody On Demand is going to do to our business, but I'm like a positive thinker. So I like to think, okay, so what are the positives that are coming out of this? I totally agree. Like, okay, what's this going to do to challenge pack sales? So as I said, I'm 100% agreeing with you guys. I do not think that any of those programs that I just named that are on Beachbody On Demand. I don't know if I'll ever sell a challenge pack with any of those programs ever again. Just saying. I don't know why would somebody want to buy a $205 P90X3 challenge pack when they can get the club membership and get access to the entire program? It doesn't make sense. Okay. Here are some things. This one I was pretty excited about, so I'm going to give you this one first. So along with the launch of On Demand, they're also going to launch a new challenge pack that comes with Shakeology and a club membership only for $140. Okay, so that's cool for us. Okay, so you can still sell a $140 challenge pack. Doesn't include any programs, but includes the club membership and Shakeology. So you still get your 2 Success Club points. They get access to their Beachbody On Demand. They get Shakeology. Obviously, Shakeology is still important. The cool thing about the club membership too, remember, is that if you're a club member, you get 10% off of anything that you buy Beachbody. So it gives them more of an incentive. Now that I'm kind of in this on-demand thing, I'm in here with these programs, I'm doing this, and I'm getting 10% off on my Shakeology too. That's cool. Maybe maybe that's that little bit that it takes to keep a customer on it for longer than that first initial month. So that's another cool thing. I think that kind of goes with that too. I think what we're going to see, honestly, is I think we're going to see like longer customer retention with this stuff too. Are you raising your hand, Chris? You don't have to raise your hand. You can just like pop in. It's okay. You can cut me off. You want to unmute yourself? Or I can unmute you. Hold on. I got you. All right, go for it.
So, with looking at the Beachbody On Demand, with the challenge packs being sold as the club membership and Shakeology with 140, wouldn't that be a little bit better? Because I think the people will have an opportunity to pick what kind of workouts they are going to be best to work out with, instead of, having something to look at and not knowing what their, I guess, physical well-being is, as far as, if any knee problems or anything like that. So they get the opportunity to look at different programs, although they still have the club membership and the challenge pack. So I think that really is a positive way to look at it as well.
I agree with you. I mean, we're now opening it up. I'm going to mute you again, Chris, just so you know, so you're not like talking to yourself. I think that's a great point. I mean, we're opening it up now so people have access to multiple programs. So now they can kind of pick and choose, like maybe they're like, yeah, I think Insanity is good for me, but you know how that is. And then they get it and they're like, man, I can't do this Insanity. Now what? Now they're returning challenge packs. Now you're losing your commissions. Now they have access to a bunch of different programs and they can really see what they like and what they want to do. I mean, remember, we're here still to help people, and we're here to try to give them the best possible workout that they can get, one that they're going to have fun doing and one that they're going to stick with doing. I don't think that we're any less to them. They still are going to want to have a coach, guys. It's okay. Just because they have access to a bunch of programs doesn't make us any less useful. I mean, I don't want you guys to think that at all. I mean, we give challenge packs out all the time, and we're still coaches to people. There's no difference here. This is like having like an ultimate Beachbody customer, one that's been loyal to Beachbody for a long time and owns like 50 programs. That doesn't really mean anything. That just means they bought a lot of programs. It doesn't mean they're going to do them. I know people that buy Beachbody programs all the time. They're like, oh yeah, I got it. I'm going to do that next week on the shelf, and they never do it. So, I don't think that we're any less useful as coaches because of Beachbody On Demand. I think almost that we need to have a better product knowledge, especially of the products that are on Beachbody On Demand, because I think we're going to get a lot more questions on those programs in particular because people have access to all of them. So there might be a little bit more learning for us to do. Okay, so I do think that having the challenge pack is cool. Having the club membership with just Shakeology at the $140 price point is still good for us. I mean, we're still going to be able to sell challenge packs. We're still going to be able to get our points and guys, honestly, I think I'll be able to sell challenge packs a lot easier if I can be like, yeah, it's $140. You get P90X through P90X3, you get Insanity, you get Turbo Fire, you get blah, 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 blah. List goes on and on. It's not like, here you go, you got 21-day fix. That's it. Have fun. I'm giving you access to like 12 different programs, so you got to think about that too. Hand raise. Go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you need Wi-Fi access to get on demand, obviously.
Yeah, internet, yes.
Okay, so then there's the other issue. Let's see after March, I don't want to be the negative Nelly of the bunch, but just to see how the on-demand is going to work and if they have issues with that,
Yeah, no, that's another good point too. I agree with that. I mean, if anybody knows anything about launches like that, I mean, there's always going to be little issues that pop up and things like that. I mean, obviously, you're now opening this up. They had like a little test run with coaches, like how many coaches got in the Success Club. A few thousand maybe.
I still think it's great that you have the DVDs to fall back on.
Yeah, no, agreed. And we have to remember, there's still going to be a market of people that still wants physical DVDs, okay? There's going to be people that don't want this on-demand. They don't do this streaming deal. They don't do the internet thing. There's going to be that group of people too. So we still have access to those. It's not like these programs are on demand now and we can't sell the challenge packs anymore. Okay, the challenge packs still exist. They're still there. So we can still do that. So there's still that piece of it. Okay. The other thing that I thought about as I was thinking about this, trying to be super positive for you guys, because that's what I do, is I was kind of thinking about this in a little bit of a different aspect. So one of the things that, I kind of think we're in competition a little bit, and maybe some of you agree and maybe some of you don't. Like, we're like at-home fitness people, okay? And then you got your gym people, okay? And that's where, like, I can't get people to come out of the gym, and it's not necessarily because they don't feel like they can get results from the program. It's that their gym membership only costs $10, $15, $20 a month. And I'm trying to sell them a $140 challenge pack, okay, or a $120 workout program. You see where I'm going with this? Now I have an on-demand that costs you $40 a quarter. Okay, break that down. Was that like $13 a month? Now we're talking the price of a gym membership is the same exact thing that a club membership costs you. I think we just are now able to compete with a gym membership with the launch of on-demand. And I think that that's really cool. So I want you guys to think about that for a little bit, because I think that that's a really cool concept, and I think that we can do something with that. So that was my huge thought, like my moment. So I want to share it with you. Go ahead, Melissa.
I was just thinking the same thing when you said that too, that I have people that won't leave the gym because they like the group atmosphere of the classes or being with people. Right. And then I have people that won't leave the house because they're scared of the gym, which I see both sides. But this is exactly what you said when you said, I was like, yes, that's exactly how I wanted to say it, because then it kind of gets those people in between. Yep. And it's competing against, going back to the cheapskate in me. It competes. I have so many people that have told me lately, well, I can go on dailyburn.com and get this, and it's all free. And I can get all these videos and all these workouts, or I can go, but you don't get these quality programs, and you don't get the meal plan, and you don't get Shakeology, you don't get the support, and like all that kind of stuff. So that's another good thing to think about too.
Right. I mean, there's tons of stuff out there, sure. I mean, we can't compete with like free, that's really hard to do, sure. But we're talking about proven fitness programs with proven results. I mean, who doesn't know what P90X is? Who doesn't know what Insanity is? I mean, people know what these programs are. We see the results all the time. Very much like Melissa said, I mean, it's not only the workouts too, guys. They have complete access to all the meal planning and all that kind of stuff. That is a huge thing that I don't think we really take advantage of enough. I mean, when you're promoting challenge packs, you have to tell people about the meal plan that's included within the challenge pack, because that's a huge deal. And that's where the majority of the results are going to come from anyways. So, I mean, that's a big thing too. And now they have access to that with on-demand. So I really think that even though, yes, obviously the first thing I think is like, oh crap, how is this going to affect my business? And we're thinking of the negative way, because that's usually what we do as people. I want you guys to kind of try to flip it a little bit and kind of think of like, okay, what are the positives that we can really pull out of this on-demand? Like, to be honest with you, I think a cool like challenge group, like we're doing 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme this month, I really think like an on-demand style challenge group next month would be a really cool thing to do. Like the 30 days on demand. You can do whatever you want. I was thinking like, hey, if you run it, like maybe I'll do P90X chest and back one day. Maybe I'll throw in a 10-minute trainer the other day. Maybe I'll throw in an insanity workout the other day, because I have complete access to all these programs. Why not try them all? You know? So if people want to do one program, do one program. If you want to try a little bit of everything, do a little bit of everything. And I think that would be a cool group to run for next month. So, yes, Julie.
Here's the opposite spectrum of that. I'm thinking like, okay, all my prior customers that I've had, I've programmed them to, okay, cancel your club membership because you don't need that until you're an Emerald coach.
Right. Are you talking coaches?
So now they're going to have to go back in retrospect and start it over again, but yet
are you talking coaches
had to
or
pay the
customers?
quarterly fee anyway.
Coaches or customers?
Customers.
You're telling your customers to cancel your club membership. And no, but I totally agree with that, because the club membership up until the point of on demand, I personally don't think was worth it. Okay.
Right.
Because you're getting 10% off. Even if you're getting Shakeology, you may break even. You might break
even my coaches though, Gavin, I would tell them to cancel it because there's no sense in it until they were an Emerald coach.
100% agree with you. But now there is incentive.
Right, I get it. But now they're going to have to pay that fee, startup fee again. And now, how do we approach
what do you mean the startup fee? They're going to have to pay $40 regardless.
Canceled it.
Yeah, they're going to still have to pay $40 regardless, either way.
I understand. Now, how do we approach it? Like, how do we mainstream it? Should we just do a one post and say, hey, you know?
I mean, it's still up to the coach. I mean, if the coach doesn't feel like having access to these programs is worth it, then that's completely up to them. I mean, like you said, most of us are club members because we're, you know, Emerald coaches are higher. You need that to get your leads anyways. I mean, to me, this is a huge bonus, if anything. You know, I'm already a club member. Now I get streaming programs. But now I think even some of the coaches who aren't quite at Emerald level yet, they'll find value in this for sure. You know?
I guess my question is, how are you going to contact all of your coaches so I can emulate that?
Am I going to contact all of them?
Yeah, you're going to message them? What are you going to do? Put them in a
group? Facebook. Every one of them, and I private message them. No, I don't know. I'll probably make a post in the team page and talk about it, especially because there's not, you know, obviously there's only a fraction of us on the team call anyways. Mm-hmm. I'll probably make a post and, you know, talk about it. But then again, still the same thing, you know. I'm not forcing anybody to be a club member. If they think they can find value in being an on-demand, you know, person, then you know, that's totally up to them. I'm gonna leave it up to them. But you know, at the same time, now we kind of talked about customers. This is another point I kind of wanted to make with this whole thing is you know, even though we're making 40% commission on that club membership, you know, I think people are going to stay around longer with the club membership too, and staying longer with the on-demand thing. It's almost like locking people in to work out for a longer period of time. You know, it's like, okay, well, I have this now for whatever, 3 months. So now I'm going to work out and do this. And I think we're going to see longer retention of customers. So the commissions might be not as high, you know, but it's going to be a continuous commission that we're going to stay on. Think about people that we sign up with challenge packs, right? So if they only do Shakeology for 1 month, they cancel their club membership, you made a one-time commission on the challenge pack, and that was it. So a $140 challenge pack, you made $40, and you didn't make anything else on that customer. Now let's talk about that same customer orders like the club challenge pack for $140. You still make the $40 commission, you know, and then you're going to continue. That customer is going to continue on, and that next quarter you're going to make that same money. So if anything, you're actually earning more off these customers, I think, over a long period of time, and we're keeping them around longer. And I think that's cool too. If that makes sense. Does that make sense to everybody? And the other thing you're going to get from this too, like we were kind of talking about with the leads and stuff, is I think this is obviously going to draw more people in. A lot of people have wanted this type of thing. You know, people that travel a lot and do all this stuff, they're like, yeah, that's great. I just don't want to be bringing these DVDs with me and having to play. I got to bring a DVD player. I got to bring my laptop, and I got to be able to play them somewhere. And, you know, like the streaming thing is big. I mean, you can do it right from your phone. You know,
exactly.
Yeah.
It exactly that conversation with one of my coaches. He said, it'd be great if we had some kind of online version of this. I said,
Yeah.
just wait.
Yep. I really think that it's going to be big. I mean, I was kind of just thinking about from a listening aspect, like I could stream like P90X on my phone, put in some headphones, and I could do a P90X workout in a gym, listening to it on my phone. I mean, that's huge. That's a huge thing.
Well,
even those gym
yeah.
goers, you can still do that. What's up?
So that part of it is huge, but as long as your gym has free Wi-Fi, because you're going to suck up a lot of data too.
Or unless you have Sprint.
Yeah, right.
Holler. Just saying, yeah. And I mean, like, I don't know. I'm not going to say every gym has it, but there are some gyms that do. So
right.
It's another thing. It's just another promotion tool for you guys, I guess, to kind of throw out there. So
Right.
In closing on the on-demand, if you guys have more questions, I'm definitely open to answering those. I wanted to say that kind of like if you guys are squared away a little bit this month on, your Success Club points and where you want to kind of be this month, I think even now is like a perfect time to start promoting on demand for next month. I think we can start talking about this now because I think it's going to be a big thing, and you'll have people. I think you're going to have people excited about this right away next month. So we're open to doing that, or you guys should be open to doing that promotion sooner than later. I don't want it to. Though why I say if you're kind of squared away with where you want to be with Success Club points is I don't want that to deter people from like say buying a challenge pack from you this month or something like that. Because I'm going to wait for that on-demand thing. So choose wisely on how you promote. But if you are where you're at, feel free to start talking about this with people, even if it's not necessarily a Facebook post. Even if we're talking like Jeff said, he was just talking to somebody about that today. I mean, if you have customers that have talked about this, or like, man, I really wish they had a feature like that. I mean, now's the time to start private messaging them, and just kind of gauging some interest with some different people. Get yourself set up for next month going in. But that's it. That's on demand in a nutshell. There's going to be a lot more info about it coming up for sure. There's some info on the Coach Online office right now about it. There's a little Michael Niemand spiel on, I think it's on Beachbody 411 about this as well. But yeah, they're really behind this, and I think it's going to be a really huge thing. And I think I'm on board with that for sure. So I hope some of the stuff that I told you guys kind of gets your brain going in that positive thinking direction on what this is going to do for your business, because I really think it's going to be positive and it's not going to be negative as we were kind of thinking maybe when we started talking about it.
So Gavin, one of the things that I noticed here though is I'm looking at the access or the programs that they've got listed.
Yep.
Some of the things like Body Beast isn't on there.
Right.
I mean, I don't know every program specifically, but
yeah. I mean, I can tell you a bunch that aren't. I mean, there's no T25 on here. There's no Max 30. There's no 21-day fix. There's no 21-day fix extreme. There's no Turbo Jam. There's no Slim and
so
Sick.
You're still limited. So it's some of the older programs that they're probably just trying to get some kind of audience to, and then get them enthused about new programs.
Right. That's all it is. I mean, honestly, the only one probably out of this entire list that I was really surprised about was P90X3. That's the only one. I mean, I would have probably rather seen P90X and P90X2, but it's on there, so that's fine. But yeah, there's a lot of programs that aren't on this list, so yeah, that's definitely a good catch for sure. So, and that's the way that it's going to be always going forward. As far as I know, I'm not going to promise.
Never say never.
Right. There's never going to be, or there's not anything in the works where it's always going to have, they're going to have every program on Beachbody on Demand. So unless they change that up, it's going to be the older programs that are on there, and the newer ones will always be just DVD style as it's always been. Anybody else have any other questions? Even if it's not about on demand, just questions in general, free to answer those right now. Oh, Chris, here, I'll unmute you. There you go.
What about us meeting in March? It's been set for Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, it looks like it's March 14th on the meeting. I still need some more info. I don't know where we're supposed to be going to like dinner and then like Dave and Buster's, I hear, is the plan. So I think Andy was gonna like kind of pull up the old feed on that and maybe like repost some of the information. I don't know if we ever really decided who or decided where we were going to go to eat. I think we just decided we were going to go eat and then we we're going to go to Dave & Buster's. So we still have to get more info out there, but the date for sure I think is set for March 14th. So cool. Anybody else? Questions, comments?
How about posts for this week, Gavin?
I'll talk to you about that in the leaders page.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, and as far as the posts go, even though Julie brought that up right now, you know, I hope you guys saw kind of how the weekly posts are going. You know, we have like a different thing for each day. So hopefully you guys are thinking that that's pretty cool. We're trying to get more traffic on the team page. So, I mean, feel free to post stuff all over the team page. We're looking for questions, feedback on what we're doing. You know, I'm just trying to engage the team a little bit more, get us thinking, getting us to know each other a little bit better, things like that. So you're going to see like a little daily thing on at least one thing on the team page every day. But feel free to use that. I mean, it's a great tool. You know, everybody's on it. So, you know, use it. It's a good tool that you guys have, and I don't think we're utilizing it yet to the full capacity, really. So you're going to see more and more stuff coming out. It's going to be a lot of cool stuff. We're working on stuff all the time, I feel like, so prepare yourself. Anything else? No? Good?